Well, good morning, our beloveds. It is another beautiful spring day here where the weather is all over the place. Wind some days, rain some days, clouds some days, heat some days, freezing weather some days. It is the typical spring here. Now, we are pointing this out because we are sharing with you the diversity that can be expected within any given day. And people here just say, that's the spring weather here, New Mexico spring. There is no judgment, though it may not be appreciated or liked. But there is no concern or worry. It is just the expected gyrations of spring weather. Now, this also occurs in your daily lives in what presents itself. And yet, because technology has allowed you guys to almost flatline any unexpected experiences, you have heat and climate control mechanisms in your house. You have windows, you have shades. You can make it light or dark, warm or cold, humid or dry, to a certain extent. You have vehicles that for some of you are reliable. You have jobs that generate a consistent income, again, for some of you. So these opportunities have allowed you to flatline the gyrations. There are the entrepreneurs who seek stress and excitement, dopamine hits, as well as curiosity and creativity to build something new. God bless the world for those individuals because they are what pulls humanity forward. They are willing to fail multiple times, meticulously, if you will, to generate new growth and new opportunities. And then there are those who are disabled or just simply unemployed or underemployed who don't get to have that middle of the bell curve experience. But now imagine if all of those structures were gone. The things that allow you to flatline your experience, meaning the spring winds, the rain, the heat, the freezing weather, the clouds, the sunshine. Those are great diversities that cause you to need to plan ahead. I need to have appropriate weather gear, right? There is no judgment, just an adaptation. So the question for humanity right now is, what is your ability to tolerate bigger gyrations in those areas where in the past you have been able to squeeze it into a small margin of ups and downs? If some of those things disappear, for example, your access to heat or cooling, electricity that allows you to turn the lights on, heat the water, right? If you were struggling a little bit more, how would you survive? What would you do? This is what we call resiliency and curiosity. Now, we have been sharing for a while that there will be wider gyrations coming. And this is not to create fear in anybody, which is why we are really mindful about how we present it. But we just want you to start to think about it. And where are your natural skills and abilities? If you had to go live in a commune, for example, what superpower skill do you have? Is it that you can peel boiled eggs really well? Can you pluck a chicken? Can you plow a field? Can you sew clothing from scratch? Do you know how to fix a window, use a saw, repair a vehicle? What is it that you have that benefits the community? And you'll notice that none of this is based on technology that we are bringing up. Right now, the example that we are giving you is that the power tools that you currently have are not available for a time. Or alternatively, you're just kind of in a remote part of the world where those luxuries may not exist consistently. So if you had to bring blue-collar skills to this community, do you know how to swing a hammer? Do you know how to use a screwdriver? These are survival skills at the most basic and core level. And many of you have never had the luxury or the opportunity to expand into this area because you hired others to do this, which has been an amazing luxury, a sense of entitlement maybe even for some of you. But what if you had to show up, or the community set you out because you didn't add value? The blue-collar workers here have the real skill set, and those of you who are highly educated in the mind, in the arts, and we mean arts more like medicine, technology. If those developments, those experiments were not available, how would you add value? Do you know how to nurse a child from birth to death if you were a doctor? Or do you only know how to sit in an office behind a computer looking stuff up? If you're an airline pilot, goodness gracious, what if the planes really just disappeared? What value do you add? This is more for the white-collar workers because you have been sustained and you have financially benefited more than others from this skill set and these financial and employment opportunities. But if the world shrinks down just for a little bit, 3 months or 6 months, what would you do to survive that is community-oriented, not hoarding food, water, or technology? What would you give to your neighbor in order to support them? Where do you add value? And it doesn't mean that it is going to happen. We are just encouraging everybody to think about this and to start to develop a mindset of coming back to nature, in balance with nature, where if you were camping for 2 months, how would you survive with just your bare hands and the basic camping technology and equipment? No propane. You'd have to make your own fire with flint, maybe have a few matches to start with, right? What are your animal husbandry skills? These are things that so many people have set aside as commoner activities, low-level skills. But honestly, what did COVID teach you? That these are the front line providers who show up doing those thankless skills that you all take for granted. So maybe it is time to place something on the altar, asking for insight into your skills and your adaptations should the technology fail for a reasonable amount of time where communal living benefited everyone. Just give it some thought. We encourage you to be creative. There's no reason why you can't use the technology to help to get you there. And then just have a printed out paper list in a binder with steps, guidance on what to do, and an appreciation for those who have provided these skills at low level pay, while the businesses, the CEOs, the executives at the top gleaned all of the profit off of the labor, the backs of its workers without due compensation. This is the imbalance that you all are seeing these days. the haves and the have-nots, and the divide is getting bigger, and the disparity is also getting greater. We wish you all the best in the Hunger Games that are to come, and so it is. Namaste.